Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is your chef from guruscooking.in with
spinach and corn cheese sandwich grilled. Friends, will start by boiling our corn kernels, for which I've taken a steamer. To this we'll add 3 cups of water and a quarter teaspoon of salt for seasoning. We'll put the flame to high and we'll wait for the water to come to a boil. Only when the water comes to a boil, we'll place a sieve at the top, and to this we'll transfer the corn kernels. This is a quarter cup of American sweet corn kernels. So remember, only when it is steaming you add the kernels, and the best way to cook them is by covering them with a lid and cooking them at a medium flame from 5 to 6 minutes. So it's been 5 minutes, friends. Look at these beautiful corn kernels. They're now cooked. You can extract them, keep them aside. We'll be using them later on. Now for the spinach. This is 1 bunch of spinach. I'll be using 2 bunches here. Now this spinach is not clean, so the very first thing we'll be doing is we'll clean it. So first I'll get rid of the stem content. The stem is the right part that you see in the video. We'll throw and discard this in the dustbin. And what we are left with is leaves. These leaves, will pass them through cold running water. Of course, that will not clean them thoroughly, but still, it looks good. Now, we will fold this palak so that it is firm. By the way, for my friends who are not from India or who don't understand Hindi, palak is nothing but spinach. And this is what we're working on right now. So we'll chop this into very fine chops. Small ones, around 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch, and that looks so beautiful. So the process we want to follow is clean them, chop them, and repeat the same thing for another bunch. Like I told you, I've got 2 bunches for another bunch of spinach as well. So friends, here is the second bunch, and I'll repeat the same process. Of course, I won't show you that because you've already seen it. So I'll wash it, get the stem off, chop it, and once I've done that, this is here. So this is a lot of spinach, but don't worry, it will condense into very less in no time. Once we blanch it, that is the next process. But do subscribe to my channel and also hit the bell icon, friends, if you have not. Thank you. So we'll come back to the blanching process. I've taken a large pot. To this we'll be adding in 1 liter of water. We'll bring the flame to up. And the flame is right now high. When the water is boiling, we'll be adding in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of sugar. Using a ladle, mix it up. It will mix up pretty soon because it's warm water. And this mixture is now called brine. So when the water is warm, to this we'll be adding in to this brine mixture our chopped palak. And we'll put the flame now to low. And let this palak cook at a low flame for around 3 minutes. That is more than enough. Blanching is a process of warming an object in order to get rid of the mud content and not cooking it completely but cooking it halfway through. And palak is very sensitive to heat. It will cook in no time. You have to remember that I'm not cooking this palak and boiling it by covering it with a lid, because if I do that, the gases will trap inside and oxidization happens, because of which the palak will turn dark green in color. So if you want some amazing green colors to be retained, do not cover ever the palak with the lid and cook. Yeah, good. Remember that. It's been 3 minutes. You take the vessel off and quickly transfer this palak through a sieve by passing it. The water is of no use to us. You can discard that. The spinach or the palak is what we are interested in. And blanching is a process of shocking an object in hot water and then transferring it immediately to cold water. Immediately. So I have with me here some ice. Ice, baby. So this palak or spinach, come, let's take it and transfer it to some cold water. So here is ice. To this I'll be adding some water. And in this, I'll be transferring the warm palak. What happens? This way, since you're transferring the hot object to the cold water, the cooking process stops immediately. And because the cooking process stops, the palak is able to retain its natural nutrients as well as its color. The texture, everything is retained. That's what you want, right? You want a healthy recipe, a healthy spinach and corn cheese sandwich, grilled. Now friends, please make sure that you squeeze in between your palms this palak nicely so that there's no water content left at all. Alright, do that. And before you do that, please make sure that your hands are clean and sanitized. So now that you have the palak here, if I try to press it in, you can see there's no moisture content, and that is what we're interested in. Please keep it aside, we'll be using it later on. Cool. So now we have the corn kernels, we have the palak, it's time to prepare the sauce. I've taken a medium-sized pot, and to this we'll be adding in a drizzle of olive oil, little bit. When it is slightly warm, we'll be tossing in butter. This is around 20 grams of some amazing butter. If you like less butter, then you can add little less. Now the reason we added a little oil and on top of that the butter is because if you add butter directly and it comes in contact with the utensil, it will turn dark while you're cooking it at a low flame. But when you add the oil first and then the butter floats on top of the oil, it doesn't come in direct contact with the vessel and it is not going to turn dark, brown or caramelize. And it looks good. When the butter melts, we'll be adding in a quarter teaspoon of garlic. Yes, this is garlic paste, fresh. And now we'll be adding in half a tablespoon of maida or flour. This is corn flour. I'm sorry, this is all-purpose flour. Did I just say corn flour? I'm so sorry. It is all-purpose flour or maida. Mix it well, and then to this we'll be adding in milk. This is cold milk, and I'm adding only 3 tablespoons right now. But the actual amount of milk that goes into this recipe is 100 milliliters. That is around half a cup. But initially I added just a little bit, and cooking at a low flame, I want to make sure that there are no lumps formed, and then I'll be adding the rest of the cold milk. If you add cold milk to butter and all-purpose flour, this mixture is called roux. And this mixture will never create lumps because of the cold milk. That's the secret. Don't use warm milk. To this we'll be adding in the corn kernels, friends, and then the spinach. Ooh, yes. Amazing bath of white laden clouds with a few seasoned yellow pieces of corn kernels from America. And then great green color from the garden palak. The spinach looks so amazing, isn't it? And don't you forget, we also added garlic paste. That is what is the secret behind the best American sandwich. Oh yeah. You'll saute this, friends, for around just 3 minutes now because most of the ingredients in this recipe are already cooked. You don't have to spend a lot of time cooking this anymore. Just 3 minutes, and very important, maintain only a low flame. High flame, you'll burn everything. Low flame, oh yes. Alright friends, now you can add a teaspoon of salt for taste or seasoning, and that depends on you how you like the salt. And we'll also crush some sprinkle fresh black pepper powder crushed. I'm sorry you were not able to see it because my hand was in between, but it was truly the best black pepper powder from Kerala. Amazing spices in there, don't you believe that way. So friends, now you can put off the flame and you can get this thing off the vessel immediately and transfer it to a bowl. This is a glass bowl, you can use any bowl. The thing that we want to do is we want to get this mixture to slightly cool down before we add in some cheese, because cheese should not be added to a very warm solution or curry or gravy or anything that you have prepared. If it is slightly warm, it's good because the cheese will melt. So here is the cheese. Once it slightly is warm, the mixture that we prepared, we'll be adding in the cheese, and the warmth in this amazing spinach and corn paste that we prepared will melt the cheese in no time, just like a whirlpool, just like that. Alright friends, so here is your spinach and corn mixture prepared with a lot of love and care, and that is what is important when you prepare anything. Put a lot of love into it and it will always taste good. Yes, that is how energy works, doesn't it? So now it's time for us to spread this over slices of bread. I have these two great slices. I'm going to use one first. So put it into a shape of a triangle. Use your knife. And then spread a lot of good amount of spinach and corn in between these sandwich spreads. Oh yes, look at this, how delicious, scrumptious and lovely it is. I will sprinkle a little olive oil on a grilled pan and then we'll add the sandwich at the top. You just have to toss it around on each side by grilling it at a medium flame for 15 to 20 seconds each. And you will have a delicious grilled sandwich then to enjoy and relish. It already contains within it, in the stuffing, a lot of cheese and a lot of oil. So I did not smear a lot of oil on the grilled pan, if you have observed. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you. I know you're hungry. Go get one for yourself and make it. And let me know in the comment section how it turned out to be. Spinach and corn cheese sandwich. Grilled.